Almost.
Indeed, it is the winners finals. Whoever wins this is going to be going into the grand finals. They're going to have a little bit of downtime to do whatever they want to do. Maybe they want to expectate their opponents in the lower finals. But we're going to have on the blue, on your right of the minimap, is going to be Divine playing as the Holy Roman Empire. He thinks he can win with this Civ, so he's going to run it again. Matisse, on the other hand, is going to be on the left side of your minimap. He's going to be playing French on the pink color, and we're going to see what he does. Obviously, he's been a big fan of knights. He used them aplenty when it came time to do that in his mirror matchup of English versus English in the first game. So we're going to see what happens here. What do you think? How do you think things are going to develop in this first few minutes of the match?
Oh, just grabbed me while I was taking a sip. So one thing I particularly like is, again, I was talking with Blade 555. I think it was not. And it's one thing I definitely like doing against HRE and China is a very, very fast age up, where you age up and you're able to start producing a knight as the French at 330. You won't have continuous knight production, of course, because you age up with 6 on the School of Cavalry, so it kind of screws up your mid-game macro, but it is very, very good against HRE players, especially when they're greedy and don't always go for that this wood like this. So we'll have to see, though. I'm certainly expecting a couple of towers next to the gold mine, that's for sure. And we'll have to see where it goes from there, because I'm expecting a lot of knights yet again.
Yeah, I think looking at the spawn points right now, I really, really like Matisse's spawn point. He has the gold in the bag. The gold is close to the wood line, which immediately is going to go for the School of Cavalry there to have the unit production immediately next to the gold. And that gold, to me, is very safe. While on the other hand, when we look at Divine's base, it's going to be interesting to see where that Aachen Chapel is getting built right now, because the gold is far away, so he's not going to be taking on the gold real quickly. So he's going to be building the Aachen Chapel between the wood line and the stone. That is going to immediately tell us the thing that we already knew. Divine loves to create more town centers. So he's going to be doing that in the foreseeable future. And I think Matisse has an itching that that is what's going to be happening. He has his scout there. I would like to see those poor little sheep go back to base and don't get destroyed in the eventual battle. But we're going to have to see. A School of Cavalry is coming up. Obviously, Aachen Chapel is going to be built first. That is going to be an economic boost for Divine. For those unfamiliar, the Aachen Chapel essentially allows you to house a prelate inside, and that prelate is going to increase the gathering rate of the villagers around it. So every villager that you see that is powering up, like Goku in Dragon Ball Z, well, they are literally powered up, and they're going to be gathering much faster and a lot more resources, I think, too. So that one is actually hitting 3 different places. It is hitting the sheep that you can see near the town center, it is hitting the woodline, and it is hitting the stone. So that is a pretty good placement. The only thing that you don't have in reach here is the gold, but you know, that gold is absolutely hideous.
Yeah,
right up there.
That is, I mean, sure, you could probably place the Aachen Chapel somewhere here, but you wouldn't get the same wood line, and maybe this is even a better spot, but you're suffering from the same issue that you had last game, where your greedy Aachen Chapel placement literally cost you the game, because I mean, the reason Divine actually just like got out of that game was oh no, sir,
Oh.
sir,
You need to drop the stone.
sir.
Sir, this is not Kenshi. You cannot. You need to grab more than one.
Okay, there you go.
There we go. That's a town center going next to. Oof. That was close, but he might still lose like a villager or two here if he's not careful. He's gonna have to rotate them around and get his scouts to actually help. But the TC is going up. That is for sure. Now the question is whether Matisse is gonna be able to. Oh, he's actually. Oh man, that is gonna.
That's a lot of damage.
Sure, it's a couple of seconds, but it's a couple of seconds that TC is not producing units. So.
Wait,
Yeah.
so one thing we haven't even talked about, Matisse actually still hasn't produced a single knight. He doesn't need to, though. As well,
Yeah.
inherently, basically, the French gets a lot of map control against the HRE because they want to boom up and get to the castle age. Very nice placement here, though. Gets a lot of the deer patch, nice and compact, quite far out as well. So, but yeah, I'm almost still in shock. I thought that scout was at least gonna take 2 rounds of hits from the villagers, but it kind of just like.
Yeah. It's also unfortunate for Divine that although the Aken Chapel is good to get all of those, if it was just 1 or 2 grids over to the side, it would also get the gold, which would have been like just fantastic for him to be able to start getting a lot more gold going here and get a couple more upgrades. But because we can see that Divine is right now getting Wheelbarrow, but on the side of Matisse, he's getting the mining upgrade as well as
Do people ever get
one of
this?
the. It is kind of common when you also want to then boost for TCs. So Matisse is not collecting stone right now, but he could collect stone much quicker with the mining upgrade, and he has the TC under it. So
What does it actually do? I don't know.
yeah, gold and stone about 15% in the gathering rate.
Okay, good to
And
know.
he's getting wheelbarrow as well, so that is going to be quite a good collection for it. I do like to see the spawn points for the sacred sites. I think they're gonna create some very interesting dynamics between these 2 players if they go a little bit long, because one of them is certainly near the base of Divine, the one in the center. So that one is fairly easy to contest. He's not gonna have too much issues with it. But the other 2 are on the edge of the map and in an area that is, if you're building an outpost in that north sacred site, you're building it just to have the sacred site because it doesn't have a boar near it. It doesn't have anything else like immediately near it that that would tell you, hey, put an outpost in me. So I'm wondering which player is gonna fire first and try to go for those sacred sites and which value they're gonna try to get from that.
Yeah. Let's see though. A single knight is out, and pardon me. I don't think it has been spotted yet by Matisse, right? Because he's rallied towards this position, and he's like, "I'm gonna get your goal." Huh? And
Yeah,
that's
I think
because all of them. He's just taking this gold. He's actually placed a prelate here as well, which I think is exceptionally worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the main thing that Matisse is trying to do with that knight and sweeping up north is just to check the berries and see if the berries were being picked, then he would have gone for a raid there, but he's going to end up going for a raid on the farm, which is going to be a little bit harder given that there is a spearman there, but he gets 1 kill and that's enough. He can just move away.
Nah, it's gonna die.
Oh,
That's a very
is he
bad
gonna
trade.
die?
It's a very bad trade.
Oh.
It's a very unfortunate trade from Matisse.
Guildhall immediately.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. So, I mean, it's a really bad trade for Matisse, right? Because he's running in with a knight. He gets a villager kill, but it's 50 food instead of 140 food and 100 gold, right? So, I mean,
yeah,
just do some basic math and you realize, yeah, that's a really bad trade for me.
Yeah, the loop-de-loop around the Aken Chapel was too much.
Yeah. I remember having, I only had 1 coaching session with Core a long time ago, and he was super mad at me because I just like kept on running my knights in and just taking a very bad trade. So what I would have liked to see from Matisse is actually just you get the charge off, you see there's a spearman there, you've already accomplished your job. Just take that knight, rally, get it back, and then just save it. It doesn't need to die.
Yeah. We can see Divine is trying to limit the areas that Matisse is going to be able to come from with those knights by walling off. Again, it's another one of those walls that change the angle a little bit, and you're secure in stone as well.
Yep.
And you know, stone might not be the most scarce resource in the map, but you kind of want to have the 8K one because these ones are small overall. So just locking yourself out of resources probably not the absolute best strategy, particularly when you haven't been able, as the Vine hasn't been able to take control of the rest of the map. You can see that Matisse feels pretty free to go out into the boar and capture the boar, and at the same time, Divine is just like, nope, I'm just gonna build another fort in front of me.
I don't know. At least it's expanded out there. He has a lot of spears down here, making sure that any night raids that can come through. I wouldn't necessarily be sad about the wall just going up here, and then just making sure you even limit even more where the angles they can come from.
Yeah.
But it is quite rare, personally, to see a French player be able to pick up a relic and almost get it back before the Holy Roman Empire player is actually able to age up. And yet again,
Yeah,
he's
we're
going
gonna
with the
see-
Regnitz Cathedral, right? And we were talking a little bit about the sacred site spawns. We weren't talking about the relic spawns. Divine, yet again this game, he only has a single relic up here, while I mean, I'm not too sure where the yeah. So look at where all of them is, right? They're super hard to get, and it's in situations like this where it's like, okay, yeah, sure, you don't necessarily have all the gold to continuously sustain a production from it, but at least Burgrave Palace is better in this scenario, no?
Potentially, I think for the Vines gameplay, it probably would be. And you see, Matisse is happy to just go ahead and walk around the map, make sure that there are no outposts out there, and patrol around the perimeter that Divine himself built. This is not a perimeter that Matisse is enforcing, it is a perimeter that Divine is enforcing. And that doesn't play well with him. And you can even see that the wall goes around the board. He could have easily just moved it
Just take
20 meters.
Divine, come on!
Yeah, you can attack it, bring it near the outpost, and destroy it, and that's it. But right now, Matisse could just kill the boar, and the boar would be outside of the wall, and forcing Divine to do even more to get that food there. Because even if we consider that the relics are in the hands of Divine, and that's not the case, right? Quite a few of the relics are not in the hands of Divine. Um, he still is going to need food production. And the only food that he has is the farm that he has around the Aken Chapel and the deer that he has down in the south. And that deer is going to run out eventually. So he's going to need to either make it another farm that is going to be easily accessible for raids by knights. They just need to burn down that wall. Or he's going to need to push into the boar. And the boar is outside your wall. So it is, again, going to be free for attacks on Matisse Knights. And the only other deer is in front of the gold in Divine's base, but it's outside the walls.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the thought process behind walling against the French player. It's always like, okay, yeah, I need to wall up, need to make sure I don't get any raids. I'm an HRE player, I want to boom up. He's definitely looking for that, don't say it, Palace of Swabia, that's what it's called. Never mind, he is just producing units right now. This is a huge mass of
And it is
arbaletiers.
well upgraded.
Oh,
It
yeah.
has the double attack upgrade on its melee and one attack on its range. So that thing is going to cut through a lot of people for the Arbaletier.
Oh yeah. Come here, Scary. Now, all the relics has been picked up on the map. Matisse sitting at 4 of them. And he's now going to start moving out and taking those sacred sites. Once again, we do see inspired warriors coming through. Maybe.
Main
Just
problem
maybe.
is that with so many Arbaletier on the map, there are 31 right now, and there are
Yeah.
8 more joining them soon. Does your melee units have?
Wait, I just realized, wait. What? This is a building the
Yeah.
HRE can build? Interesting. But
So
it's
there
gonna
is
be pretty rough though, because hey, there's the mango now.
Oh man, that is like 3 complete snipes. Like that is an overkill from those arballetry in those units, which is insane that they are just able to completely cut them down on those attacks. And the mangonel is also gonna be pretty powerful. It should stay. Oh, it's just going for the
My
gate.
heart there for a second.
The best part is that that mangonel is gonna stay there in the hidden forest. It can just pack up and leave, and it wouldn't be seen necessarily by the vine whenever that happens. And once again, we're in a situation very similar to Highview. We have he's I think because of the it's continuously fire, yeah. So we're in a similar situation where the sacred victory is taken down. Divine has walled himself off completely, and the unit advantage kinda lies on Matisse at this moment. Of course, when the upgrades starts to come in, that might switch it to the side of Divine, but Siegin is right here. I would like to see a keep from Matisse to sort of anchor his position here on the front, because it's not like the front line right now that we're seeing from Divine. It's not like this front line is very far forward. This front line is literally inches away from their production buildings. If Matisse is able to destroy this outpost, he can immediately start driving down the production buildings, which threatens all of Divine's units a lot.
Oh yeah. But yeah, right now you see the Springles moving forward for Divine Hair, threatening to take away that mangonel. Not doing a whole lot. This keep is inevitably going to go down though, and the same with this palisade wall. It's going to be burning slowly but surely. And no, oh no, Divine, no, nobody. Oh no, it's going to get the second one for free, isn't it? No. Okay, wait, doesn't get the second.
That could have been very bad, to just give up 2 Springles for free, no engagement whatsoever, and the outpost is gonna go down indeed. And now you have 2 forces, one made up of primarily your spear units, as well as a couple of crossbowmen and archers, and the other one is just a full 50 arballetria that are ready to fire, and a couple of mangonels and springles for good measure. And now the trebuchet is going forward and striking the production units. And here we have the fight. We have the spearmen fighting.
Yeah, Matisse, this is not a fight you want to... Or this is a fight Matisse want to take super badly as well. The Inspired Warriors upgrade has been taken. But there we go. The Arballetria... Sorry, brushed with that one. It's gotten their passive going. And now the mangonel is starting to do work.
Oh, that mangonel shot.
Oh, it's getting so much work. And yet again, the Springles is here. They're having so much threat right now, and Matisse has the Springle superiority. You saw a single man-at-arm trying to move forward there, but is straight up not able to because of all the Arballetria. A lot of them isn't attacking, but it's because they're playing defensive right now. But the mangonel, it's not enough, though. The emergency repair is going to be used on the Siege Workshop, making sure that he can stay alive and still contest this. Now, the Arballetria is so damn good against them in this situation, right? They're crossbows, yes, but they're better crossbows. Well, how much? I don't realize. I don't actually know. But yeah, it's pretty bad. I don't think there was a single prelate in that entire fight, and right now, because of all these walls, he can't really move out. He hasn't got any horses. He doesn't have any mobility, and well, there's a single outpost here on this one. This middle one is all, of course, protected. But I can't help but think, like, just take a couple of horsemen and just try to contest it. At least force some issue. Even if you just deny the sacred site, you don't need to capture it. You don't need to take it back. You just need to stop the timer. That's your job right now.
Absolutely. And again, map presence from Divine, non-existent. He is completely cornered off in his own little base, and Matisse is just... He has 100 villagers, but the thing is that his 100 villagers are far more productive than the 100 villagers from Divine, because they're able to take resources from the absolute most effective places that they can. And oh boy,
that's a forward one.
Artillery immediately forward to be able to produce those cannons and start striking. And Man, when you have an engagement of Springles and the Springles are the one killing the meaty units,
Yeah, that's,
I think you have a little bit of an advantage there.
yeah, it's like, which year is this again? I remember this one before. I don't want to go back to the Springle meta.
Oh,
But
triple
now,
mangonel shot!
oh, that's
my
disgusting though.
goodness.
The micro coming in for Divine here though is able to take such an effective trade there with all those Springles. I saw them were queued up earlier, but that's really, really nice. Able to take all of those Springles, and now Matthias has to fall back up a little bit with the siege and rebuild his Springled mass once again. But I can't help to think that, hey, Divine, you're still in a very rough spot. 20 army down so far, and a lot of that is tied up and in the siege. Now, these trebuchets are going to start working on these outposts, but they don't actually provide a whole lot of value for Matisse. The real value here is really the sacred sites. These guys are just here to provide some vision and force him off of this tiny, tiny woodline he has left. And he's slowly but surely cutting through his own woodline. And he's got to move out.
You can see some of the Imperial upgrades now coming in for Matisse as well. That is going to be very important when we're seeing these head-to-head fights. Mangonel shot. Oh, that's another 5 dead from Divine. That is not what you want to see right now, particularly because your opponent is an Imperial.
Yeah.
He's going to be getting the better quality units anytime soon. This is a very risky engagement from Matisse because this is the sort of thing that you want to have your upgrade for before you're fully engaged in, but he's able to like quarrel that. And yeah, we see a couple of Culverins now on the map. They're going to be able to destroy all of these mangonels as well as Springles out there.
They have 12 tiles of range, and the Springles has 12 tiles. These guys have 10 tiles. Okay, so it's scary, right? It's super bad, and yeah, Divine just knows.
And that's it.
He
Divine
knows.
taps out. It is going to be a win for Matisse, and he's going to be going into the grand finals after this, which is really, really nice for him. He's going to have a little bit of downtime to think about what he wants to do on the next best of 3 that he's playing. And now Divine is going to go to the lower finals. And that lower finals is pretty stacked. It is against Koinu. Divine lost, I think, a couple of times against Koinu. Matisse was able to win against Koinu. So we're going to be seeing here, like, was that game from Koinu versus Matisse a little bit of a preview of our grand finals, or is Divine going to try to run it back into